Hi guys, I have a confession to make. I hate pedal boards. There, I said it. Don't get me wrong, I love the variety of sounds they provide. I've never been the kind of guy who uses one sound only and relies just on the volume knob for levels of gain. I need to switch distortion, delays, choruses and so on and off multiple times in a song. But I hate that the pedal board restricts my movement on stage. During a gig, I like to wander around the stage and interact with my bandmates. Sometimes I'm at the center, next to the singer, then there's a guitar solo coming up. I have to run back to the pedalboard, stomp on the solo preset, and then rush back to the front of the stage to play the solo. It looks messy and it's distracting for me. And since I switch sounds several times during a song, I can never walk away for too long or too far. And of course there are gigs in tiny venues. We've all been there, the band crammed between the bar and the toilets. The scent of toilet fresheners every time someone goes to the bathroom. In those situations, the pedalboard takes up precious space in the already limited band area. I really wish I didn't need a pedalboard. And maybe now that's becoming reality. I present to you the Divitone MF Smart Guitar. This guitar has 20 amp models and many more effects built right into the instrument itself. You can plug it straight into a PA system, an FR speaker or your audio interface. You can switch presets with the pickup selector and program them using an app on your phone. If you want to go wireless, just place your receiver anywhere on stage and run a cable to the PA. Total freedom. When I saw a video about this guitar, I had to buy it. I was curious to see if it could solve my pedalboard problem. I haven't had the chance to test it live yet, since I just got it, but here are my findings so far. Before I start the review, I have to say this, the Divitone guitar is really cheap. It costs about the same as 2 or 3 stomp boxes, just a fraction of the price of big name guitars. I'll give you an honest review, but keep that in mind. Let's start with what makes this guitar unique, the sounds. To be honest, I think it sounds incredible. The guitar is marketed as a beginner instrument, but to my ears it sounds professional. There are 20 amp models, ranging from clean to overdriven to high gain amps. Models include Fender, Marshall, Fox, Engel, Soldano and others. Personally, I'm not interested in how accurately the models resemble the originals. Most of those amps I've never owned. What I do care about is how good the amps sound and whether I can find the tone I need for my bands. Here's a selection of sounds so you can judge for yourself. I think the amp sounds are where this guitar shines. I've managed to get a great sound out of every model. They're all quite usable. The effects like chorus, flanger, tremolo and delay are good, though nothing spectacular. The only flaw I've found is in the pitch effects. Personally, I'd never use them. They just don't sound good. You probably need more processing power to get that right. For me, that's not a big deal since I rarely use pitch shifters or octavers anyway. The app that comes with the guitar is easy to use. Each preset consists of fixed blocks you can switch on or off. These include amp, speaker, effect, drive, noise gate, equalizer, delay, reverb and even a guitar simulator. Once you've programmed your guitar, you don't need your phone anymore. Overall, the preset setup is simple. The number of editable parameters is limited, nowhere near what major brands like Fractal or Line 6 offer. Whether that's a bad thing depends on what you want from a modeler. You could compare the options to a real-life amp with pedals. Amps have gain controls, EQ knobs, maybe a bright switch. Delays usually have 3 or 4 knobs. The Divitone gives you about the same amount of control. Does it have the flexibility of modern high-end modelers? Not even close. Can you build a great sounding preset in a matter of minutes? Absolutely. Personally, I really like that. Now let's talk about the guitar itself. It's a nice looking instrument that comes in 7 colors. It reminds me a bit of the Parker Fly. The neck feels fine. It doesn't play as nicely as more expensive guitars, but it's not bad at all. I'd have no problem using it on stage. I've been playing it extensively the past few days and it gets the job done. I like that the neck has 24 frets and I can reach the higher positions easily. The tuning packs do feel cheap though. They could really use an upgrade and I'll probably replace them in the future. Quality control could also be better. The volume knob, which you press for a few seconds to power the guitar on, was stuck when I got it. I had to fiddle with it to get it working properly. The intonation was also way off. It didn't take long to fix, but if you're new to guitar, that could be a real problem. Your chords would never sound in tune. The pickup selector is used to change presets. There's a small gap in the sound when you do this, but that's not a big deal for me. You can't use the pickup selector in the traditional way, but you can choose a pickup setting and save it per preset. That actually works surprisingly well. I always use the bridge pickup for drive sounds and the neck pickup for cleans. If you need more than 5 presets, you can assign extra functions to the volume and the tone knobs. For example, to move up and down through presets or banks. For now, I've disabled that because there's no clear indicator of which bank you're in. That could get confusing on stage. I do, however, have different presets for different bands. I can't wait to try this guitar on stage. In terms of value for money, it's amazing. It sounds fantastic and the app works really well. The guitar plays fine. Would I use it in a professional setting? Absolutely. The guitar has its limitations in flexibility and processing power, but I don't think that will hold me back. The only thing that worries me slightly is reliability. So far I haven't had any issues, but let's be honest, this is a cheap guitar and at upcoming gigs I'll definitely have a backup ready. Hopefully I can give an update in a future video. If Divitone ever releases a higher quality version of this guitar, I'd be very interested. I'm sure there's a market for that. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.